Okay. Let's do some more Ace Attorney. Alright, we're gonna do some more Ace Attorney today, and not worry about the fact that my VOD from last night's stream got weirdly flagged. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. It is time to do some investigation. Yeah, I think I've gotten everything out of her that I can get out. One thing with these games. I wish I could just have. There's plenty of screen real estate here. I could just have all the things available. All the locations. I don't like that I have to go back to the agency than to go to the. Okay. It made sense on a tiny like DS or Game Boy screen. Less so now. They could have changed that in the remake. Anyways. Detention center, visitor's room. I was hoping to meet with my client. Walkie Kataki's just finished questioning. I'll bring him out. Great! Finally! Yo, sup, my little imposter? What did you call me? Dizam, it's you. Sorry, G. Thought you were Lita. My little imposter? Sure is a strange nickname. It's a clean thing. You wouldn't understand. Did I say imposter? I meant poster. Like poster girl. Hey? If you're gonna drop that part, drop part of that, why not just drop poster and just call her girl? Cause she's so much more than that, G. She's like an angel, a fallen angel. So is Lucifer. So, what can I do for you? I mean, what can I do you for? You don't look so chipper today, Walkie. Worried about your heart condition, maybe? It was the wackest thing of all. All the G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better die young than fade away, bizooey. As you can see, this game is very timeless. It relieves you here. And what's a relief? Huh? Did your father not tell you? That the bullet that you carry in your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. A man fights to protect what's valuable to him. You know what I'm saying? I miss my fallen angel. Hey, you get a leader for me. You're my lawyer, aren't you? Liar, not gopher. So I heard you're to be married next month. Straight up, we poured the nuptial 40 out on the stoop. Leah, oh snapper cakes, she's so fine. He's smitten with her own in his own weird way. I was wondering, how did you two meet? I asked Tiala, but she was very vague. Huh? Well, man, if she wouldn't tell you, I best hold my tongue, you feel me? Huh? Man, what's past is past, she knows that. When I'm with the leader, I feel like there's things worth protecting out there, you feel me? And my leader, she's down with that all the way. So both of them are mum about their past. Do you think you could tell us what happened with you and Pal Maractus? Oh, VRAI, that's just a streamer group I'm part of. Just a small little group. Oop, and that's our logo. But, There's something you should know. We Takis are having what you might call a feud with the Ravel's family. So about 6 months back, I go out into Ravel's turf, packing a knife, right? And? You were shot? Coolest thing I ever seen. One shot to the heart, but my homies weren't too late. It's a miracle that I lived. It's already considered one of the 7 wonders of the Kitaki family, you know that? So you were taken to the miraculous clinic then. You should have seen their faces when they wheeled me in. You can't just let a boss's son die, you know? I hate to have been in that doctor's shoes. Mr. Kitaki's scary enough when he's not angry. But the bullet that hit you, it was never removed? And it's still threatening his life. And doctor, he did it on purpose. The Ravel's family, and the Ravels paid him off, I'm sure of it. I need to hear more about the night of the murder. That much is clear. Walkie's future. Life in the family is a G thing. It's all about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm not up on my G things. I'm not even sure what a G thing is. My old man, he's gone soft. He says the old rival gang days are over. He just wants to make money. Isn't that a good thing? Man, there ain't no soul in making money. Better to live fast and die young, for shizzle. Can't wait to run the yard. Then everyone will know what time it is. That's right. OG time all the time. Represent. Apollo, why does he keep talking about old guys? I don't think that's what OG means, Trucy. See, because I need to figure some stuff out. About these weapons, the pistol and the knife. Yeah, they belong to the family. Snuck them out that night. So the killer, Mr. Stickler said as he saw that night was, guess it was me. I was there after all. We're finished. Yo, Waki. You think you can tell us exactly what happened that night? You don't beat around the bush, do ya? I like your style, shorty. There we go. Actually, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you for a while now. That is, did you do it? Did you shoot him? I don't know. What? How do you not know? Huh? The day of the checkup, when I found out about the bullet by my hat, I borrowed a gun from the family stash. Figured I'd give that doctor a taste of his own bad medicine. No, I don't like where this is going. But you were carrying a knife, weren't you? Oh, that? Yeah, well, never can be too careful, I say. So I'm on my way to the clinic, right? When I run into him in the park, and he's dragging his noodle stand behind him. Wait, you didn't put him up to that? Like, you know, in the movies? If you value your life, you'll bring the stand. Shorty, you're more whack than I am, and that's saying something. But I was serious. Thing is, I don't remember what happened next all too well. You don't remember? But the way I see it, if there wasn't anyone else out there that night, then I guess it's probably me who did him in. You know what I'm saying? I guess? Huh. I think I've gotten all I can get here. I haven't been here yet. About the only place I haven't been. I don't know. Okay, not here. Let's go Eldoon's house? Oh, there we go. Oh. Thing happening. Okay, well, we've got to check out this clinic, that's for sure. Yeah, but what about the guard? No harm in asking. Excuse me. Hey, it's you two from yesterday. That's the same officer that was standing out by the park yesterday. Your business is over in the park, isn't it? The clinic's off limits. It's not involved. But what part of off limits do you not understand? Show me proof that the clinic is connected to the incident in the park, or beat it. No harm in asking. No gain either. No point in sticking around here, I guess. Okay. Maybe now go to the park? Oh, there we go. Look at that crowd over by the park. Probably people trying to get a glimpse of the crime scene. Why are those girls screaming? I think I just heard one say, "Oh my god, it's him!" Wait, that motorcycle. Ah, if it isn't their forehead. Prosecutor Gavin? Holy cow. Okay, yep. Don't mind me, just jamming out. If nothing else, Gavin's got probably my favorite theme out of any prosecutor so far. Some fans found me on my way out. Just my luck. Oh my god, he's so cool! Thus the screams. New album just came out, you know. Try waving to them. They love it. Ooh, he's so cute! They're so excited. It doesn't matter who waves to them, see? This is surreal. So you were here investigating? And I was on my way home, when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't stop. A clogged exhaust pipe. Too bad. Looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break from just that. Ah, it's my fault. Think I was using the wrong oil. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Ah, machines. Tell me you share my angst air forehead. I ride a bicycle, actually. In any event, I'm off to this shop to get her fixed. The detective in charge of this scene isn't fond of me in any case. The detective? You mean the one in the lab coat? Ja, she's in a foul mood too. Be gentle. Auf Wiedersehen, baby. Oh my god! Oh my god! There he goes! And the forecast for the park today, gloomy skies. Well, nothing to do but head on in. Let's hit the park, Apollo. There we go. People Park. Huh? Something about this scene look different to you? Blue tarps are gone. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think you're right. Look over there. The white frock detective from yesterday. She seems to be apologizing irreverently to the trash can. She's under a lot of stress. The investigation is probably not going so well. Hey, you there. If you're gonna talk about someone behind their back, do it more quietly, please. Oh, Detective Sky, hello. You seem gloomy as ever. This is miserable. Miserable. I just got a new kit. I can't get this stuff to work. Everyone's all smiles for that glimmerous fop. Glimmerous? Does she mean Prosecutor Gavin? More to the point, doesn't she mean glamorous? When he walks in, his shiny chains catch the sun and glimmer in my eyes. It's distracting. Stress eating. Speaking of distracting. Guess I just have to accept the fact that I lack talent. Sounds like she's trying out some new sort of forensics technique. Detective Sky, you know Mr. Wright, correct? How do you know my daddy? I want details. Oh, well, he helped me out a long time ago. I'd say he saved me. Wasn't she saying something about getting involved in an incident? Can't stand it when things are vague, especially in a case. I went to study to become a forensic scientist in Europe. But you're a detective now? Well, I failed the test. But you know, rank and title don't matter. What matters is what's inside your heart. I've always thought that too. My heart is full of science. That's why I bought this kit through mail order. I mean, I believe that you are significantly more of a scientist than Stickler. I at least don't think that you would try and steal little girls' panties for the sake of scientific discovery. And I'm gonna test it here before the forensics team arrives. Are you sure that's okay? Prosecutor Gavin. I won't lie, I'm not fond of the man. Those glamorous types always rub me the wrong way. Glamorous, right? A prosecutor should be cool of wit and furred of brow. Less glamorous and more simmerous, you know? No, actually I don't. Well, that and what happened 7 years ago. Prosecutor Gavin was the one who stripped Mr. Wright of his attorney's badge. What? Really? He was the one? Mean you didn't know? I thought you were one of his boys. I'm neither a boy nor one of his. But let's see what she has to say. What exactly happened 7 years ago? I never actually heard the details. Then investigate. It's better you learn for yourself anyway. Serious, Trucy. You mind asking me exactly what you've been doing? Squatting down on the ground like that? Oh, you wanna know? Oh, do ya? Well, I splurged on a new toy. You splurged? You mean it wasn't police issue? What is it? I see a roller and glue? This is a footprint analysis kit. Footprint? It was raining on the night of the murder, which means that footprints were left. Ah. Does that have anything to do with those blue tarps? Right. The ground was muddy, so I had to protect it as it was that night. Ever wanted to know something? Yeah, ever wanted to know exactly where someone was standing? Like your panty-snatching student witness, for instance. Ah, so with that kit... Right. What? Want to try this stuff out? Huh? You sure? I mean, we're sort of on opposing teams and all. Oh, pshaw, you're friends. And to tell you the truth, I'm not so good at doing this. Guess I'm a little clumsy. I could use your help. Ooh, I'm good at stuff like this. I used to make magic bunnies out of paper mache. Footprint analysis, huh? Well, should I give it a go? Let's do it. Okay, I'll give it a go. That's the spirit. Right, allow me to explain. One moment. She's reading the instructions for her kit. Why does this not fill me with confidence? First, we have to pick a footprint, or in this case a shoe print, we want to analyze. Taking the liberty of marking all the shoe prints in the park. Well, which shoe print should we start with? If we're gonna verify the defendant's account, here's the place to start. Shoe prints, prepare to be examined. Ooh, this is so exciting! Right, here goes. First, pour the plaster into the print until it's full. You try it. How am I supposed to do that? Just press space where you want to pour the plaster. Like this. Ah, another DS gimmick that didn't survive the the great port of 2024. Much like the various ones from Rise of the Ashes, or Rising from the Ashes. Huh, this doesn't look too hard. If you run out of plaster in your beaker before you're done, you have to start over. Not bad. You're handier with that than you look. What's that supposed to mean? On to the next step. Try the plaster until it turns white, right? Just press space to blast that dryer. There, give it a shot. Yep, this was definitely a stylus game. Looks like it's hardened nicely. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a good one. Next, the ink. Ready for the next step? Use the roller to ink just the shoe print part. Hold onto that roller tight with space and roll it up and down. Keep going until you get enough ink on there for a good print. Right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take our print. Ready? Here goes. Let's see if we get a match. Did he have gum on his shoe? Is that what that is? Waki seems like the kind of guy who would have gum on his shoe. So the shoe prints belong to Waki Kitaki after all. He was in the park the night of the crime. Wow, I can almost see the science at work. Don't you love it? Ah, nothing feels better. She's definitely way more into this than I am. Just let me know if you want to do some more. I'll be here solving the case with science. Well, that certainly brained her mood. Let's do another... Okay, looking good. Next, to dry the plaster. Just has a cordless, it's hairdryer on her. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. Right, now the moment you've been waiting for. Let's take our print. Ready? Here goes. Let's see if we get a match. So I'd assume that would be Wesley. Yep. Is that a bent nail on the bottom of his shoe? So these shoe prints belong to Wesley Stickler. This confirms his testimony, the final version of it at least. Now we know where the panty snatcher was standing. There's one more right there. Poor Mr. Eldoon. Noon has been standing here ever since this whole thing started. Almost looks at home here in the park now. It should be made into a playhouse for children. I think its owner would disagree. Okay. Another shoe print. That Sky, mind if we give it another shot? I believe you're beginning to appreciate the wonder that is forensic science. So, I played this game forever ago when the eShop was about to go down and the all the games in this collection were like super dirt cheap on the 3DS. And I remember not liking this version of Emma all that much compared to her in Rising from the Ashes. I don't know. My least favorite case in the game is still coming up, so we'll find out if that sticks. But I'm not hating her as much as I did now. I think because I'm focusing wholly on the game as opposed to just playing it on my 3DS while doing other things. I am more invested in Emma this time around than that. And I hope that sticks, because I really like Emma in Rise from the Ashes. She's adorable. And I don't like having the feeling of not liking her. Or in this game. Now to pick which print you want to analyze. Oh, well. There we go. Okay, looking good. Next, try the plaster. Okay, let's take out the mold. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. There we go. Right now, the moment you've been... Right, now the moment you've been waiting for. Let's take our print. Ready? Here goes. Got a leaf on it. Huh? That's a funny shoe print. Is that even a shoe? It is strange. So smooth. Except for the part with the leaf. I can say without even looking that this print doesn't match any print on our list. Huh. A mystery print. This print is far too smooth to be from a regular shoe. It is a shoe print of some kind, though, that's certain. Still, you have to wonder what it's doing here. It's right next to Eldoon's noodle stand. And it does make one wonder. Hey, you. Yes? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? You wouldn't happen to have something in mind? Something that might have left this mystery shoe print? This mystery shoe print does remind me of something. Does it? Do I have? I don't think I have anything quite yet. No, sorry, no idea. Too bad. I wonder what it is. Let's find out. 'Cause I think something's familiar about the smooth surface. So smooth it's almost slippery. Well, if you think of something, I'm all ears. Wait. Is that always in there? Is that always in there? I don't remember. The trash can. This is where we found the mirror. Come to think of it, wasn't there something else in there? Something near the bottom. Look at the paint on these. That means these must have ended up here after Mr. Wright's accident. Maybe they're connected. Let's pick them up. Slippers from the paint. Maybe. Let me. Court record. Huh. Bottom is covered with paint. Huh? What's this weird shape here? Looks like a leaf was stuck on the bottom when the wearer stepped in some yellow paint. So the outline was left when the leaf was removed. I got paint on my hand. Apollo! I saw you try to wipe your hand on my cape. Uh-huh. Back to Emma. Just gonna skip through. There we go. Pretty sure I've seen something that would leave a print like that. You know, I think I have our culprit right here. Take that! Oh. I think it's these slippers, actually. Slippers? What would slippers be doing out here? But look at the bottom, see? It's covered with paint, except for... See? You right here? Hey, that spot is shaped like a leaf. What if a leaf was stuck on the bottom and came off when the slipper stepped in paint? Makes sense, doesn't it? Wait, something's written on them. The Maractus Clinic. Exactly, the victim's clinic. Wait, that means that someone from the clinic was involved. Why is she just standing there eating? Detective Sky, I have a favor to ask. What? Can you get us access into the Maractus Clinic? The police won't let us in. They say the murderer and the clinic are not connected. And it's off limits until they prove they are. I should be able to do something for you, yes. Huh? Really? Well, you did my work for me here with the shoe prints. Seems like I should return the favor. Thank you, Detective Sky. Here, show this to the police officer on duty. There we go. Right, Maractus Clinic, here comes justice. June 16th, Eldune's house. Ah, you two again. When, oh, when will you learn? Look at me however you want, you're not getting in today. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Look what we have. What's this? Detective Sky. Yesterday it was Prosecutor Gavin, today it's Detective Sky. Who are you two, really? Now he's suspicious again. Well, you got the orders. I gotta let you in. Have fun.
Thanks, Mr. Officer. Let's hit it, Apollo.
Gosh, it's like a town guard in a D&D game that I'm in. Just this poor centaur was just so tired of us. That's, by the time we left that town. June 16th, Maractus Clinic reception.
Kind of an at-home sort of place, isn't it?
This place has a connection with the murder at the park. I'm sure of it.
The police guy out front wasn't so sure, beyond it being where the victim lived.
Looks like the police team's gone home. Or it looks like the police team's gone home for the day.
There might be some clues lying around. Let's get cracking, Apollo.
Well, for one thing, there's a bunch of noodle bowls here for some reason.
Look at all these bowls.
Well, dude's noodles. There's Mr. Salty.
I think we figured something out.
I think we have.
Mr. Eldoon must do takeout.
Not exactly what I was thinking.
All the bowls have been washed clean.
I think we found our first clue, Trucy.
These must be the slippers for the patients at the clinic.
Same pair we found, or same as the pairs that we found, of course.
Look, a single pair is missing from the rack here, too. And ours have paint on the bottoms, which means they were taken out of here on the night of the murder.
Right. The paint's from the hit and run, after all. But what were the pair of clinic slippers doing in the trash can? And what were they doing at the scene of the hit and run?
There's a single pair of sandals here. Wait, but why would there be sandals here?
Unless they belong to one of the patients.
Maybe it's a visitor that's come to see Dr. Maractus.
You think they'd use his house entrance instead of the clinic entrance in that case? And if this patient or visitor isn't still here,
why'd they leave without their shoes?
Better take a closer look at these just in case. Just skip them through. Oh. Oh. Court record. There is a print.
Hey, Apollo. You think this is... Huh. This could be a toe print. Maybe we can get a print off this. Let's try it out.
Oh. Go.
Hey, it worked.
That looks like a big toe, maybe?
Wait, I mean, it's great that we got the print. Is there such a thing as a list of toe prints?
Oh, good point.
Even if there is, Detective Sky didn't give it to us. Means we can't match this print. Seems like a good time to ask a detective's advice.
Yeah, good idea. Let's just see.
Clinic reception desk. No one's here, of course. There's a small sign on the counter.
Please pay your bill. Remember, we're the ones holding the scalpel. Dark, okay. Brutal, but effective. Oh, can't look at the fish tank. But this fish tank is upsetting to me because that is not a big enough fish tank for what is clearly saltwater animals in there. There are freshwater lobsters, but they don't get that big. Kentucky Mansion. People Park.
I know that face. That's the face of someone who's made a discovery.
Hey, how did you know?
You can't fool someone trained in the ways of science.
Actually, have us analyzing face prints.
Let's ask Detective Sky to help us, Apollo.
Present? Maybe present the shoes?
These sandals. Quite a clear print there. A toe print? Too bad we don't know whose toe it is. Well, there is a way of finding out, of course. There is? What?
All you need is a sample of the same toe print off another shoe, for instance.
Oh, right. So if the prints match,
you'd know that the same person wore both. Huh. Do I have another shoe worn by this person?
I think I just might, actually. Really?
I'm beginning to suspect something here. Detective Sky, can you compare this sample with this other print? Hold on.
Yeah! Yeah!
I wonder, could this be a print?
Or would there be a finger? Oh, you mean a toe print. Good call, Apollo. I bet we can analyze it just like a regular print.
Where it's gonna... There we go.
Hey, it worked!
It looks like a big... Yep, okay, yeah. We're just gonna skip through this real quick.
Take that!
This pair of slippers, a toe print and all.
Ah, the print on these is nice and clear, too. That makes our job easy.
Can you analyze it for us?
Of course. Hang on. Bingo! Gosh, I'm good.
Hey, we were the ones who found the prints.
A perfect match. The same person wore these sandals and slippers.
I was afraid of that.
All you have to do is find out who these sandals belong to. Or do you already know?
I can't say. Not yet. That's one big step closer to the truth. I don't know where to go. Is there someplace I haven't gone yet? I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I played this game, I
think it's next I need to go to the clinic, maybe? I think it's been a hot minute. That's right, yeah. Hickfield Clinic. Ah, the prodigal attorney returns. Welcome, Paolo. Heard you did well in the trial today. Here to discuss something? I could use a little diversion. What did Detective Sky say? If you want to know something, you have to investigate it yourself. Mr. Wright, tell me what happened 7 years ago. Please. I want to know. I need to know. Certainly didn't waste any time getting to the point. 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was standing in a courtroom on behalf of a client. The case involved the death of a certain magnificent genius. I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard about it. It was all over the news. I remember that. You were up against Prosecutor Gavin, weren't you? Yes, he was only 17 years old at the time. 17 years old? It's still high school! Took the bar exam abroad, and you're a bit progressive over there, you know? I was defeated by a 17-year-old newcomer. To my shame, I left the practice forever. That's all. That's all? How could that be all? What do you mean? What about... what about what they were saying on the news about forged evidence? They said you forged evidence and had your attorney's badge stripped from you. Tell me, how does it feel? How does it feel to stand here before Phoenix Wright, the forging attorney himself? How does it feel? I don't want to believe it's true. But what about... but what about what happened in my first trial? Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. I don't see you jumping to my defense on this one. Maybe I did forge evidence. Maybe I didn't. It doesn't really matter now, does it? But I'm not an attorney anymore. That's the only truth you need to know. Mr. Wright. Looks like he doesn't want to talk about the accusations of forgery for now. Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Well, the time of the decision is upon us. Which of our two jailbirds do we want to talk to?
Excuse me. Both detainees are currently in question to corroborate their accounts.
Mr. Stickler and Walkie? Both of them? I pity the questioner. Well, I guess we'll be back then. Okay. Is there something I missed? I think I missed something in the... if I'm remembering right. I think I missed something in the clinic. Dunes. Practice clinic. Oh, wasn't thorough enough, that's right. Look, this door says a doctor's office. Think this is the victim's private office? It's not locked. Too bad. Why too bad? I like opening locks. It's kind of a hobby of mine. Like those little bike locks? Don't even bother putting them on when I'm around. That's probably not a hobby you want to tell too many people about. Apollo! That sound! It came from behind this door! Someone's in there? Let's check it out, Trucy. A break-in! They left through the window! Wait, Apollo. You're too late to catch them now. That must be her experience as a panty snatcher chaser talking. Oh, we should tell the police. Let's check the room out first, Apollo. If we call the police now, we'll lose our chance. You're right. He's better at this than I am. Well, one thing's for certain. This clinic and our murder case are looking pretty related by now. Books and papers are scattered around the room. Oh, what a mess. This is worse than Daddy's room. The burglar must have left in a hurry. Even the cup on the desk is lying here. Alright, the cup on the desk is here lying on its side. Huh? The juice that spilled out of the cup. It's dry. So the messy one wasn't our burglar just now. Someone knocked this cup over a while ago and left it. What? Why is the lamp on the floor again? Kind of an expensive looking lamp, isn't it? Hey, the bulb's broken. Broken? You don't mean... or don't you mean burnt out? No, a cat burglar must have dropped it. Why is it standing up on the floor like that then? Hey, look at the cord. Huh? There's a red splotch on part of the cord. You think that's blood? A little bright for blood. Almost pinkish. There's definitely something odd about this lamp, that's for sure. Yeah, okay. I see what it means, though. These specimens? Oh, what are those? The wall is covered with beakers. Eek! Something's moving inside that one. You look, Apollo. Hey, look for yourself. You can't... Oh. It's a gold... Oh. Got it. So on top of being a horrible doctor, Maractus also is a horrible pet owner because every fish in these things should be dead. You don't put fish in beakers, you put them in tanks. Especially not goldfish. Goldfish go in ponds. Wow, they're all fish. So many kinds. Whoever designed this had a sick sense of humor. Potted plant has seen better days. That doesn't make sense either. What doesn't? Normally burglars are looking for valuables, right? That's true. That's what I do. If I were a burglar. So why would you look under a potted plant? Maybe they were looking for a key to the safe. I've heard of people putting their house keys under plants, but a key to the safe? Maybe the burglar was looking for house keys. This is getting nowhere fast. I don't want to save the... What a cute little safe. Looks like a 4-digit lock. Someone's already entered 2 numbers, Apollo. 7, 9. Wait, do you think? That burglar just now was trying to open it. I wonder what's inside this safe. Is there any way we can figure out the last 2 numbers? Well, we know the first 2 are 7 and 9. Maybe there's something in the court record. Something that can help us figure out the last 2 numbers. I wonder. wonder. I can't remember. I think it's that? I think that's what I do. Yeah, I have an idea. I knew it, Apollo. What is it? Well, all we have to know is what buttons have been pressed. We can use this to find out what the next two numbers are.
Take that!
When you press the buttons, you have to touch them with your finger, right? It would leave a print. When you open a safe, you don't press any other buttons but the right ones, right? So if we can find the buttons with fingerprints, we'll have the safe code. Not bad, Apollo. There we go. Look, you can see the oily finger residue clearly. And that's 7 and 9. Are these glove marks? The burglar must have been wearing gloves. Well, might not be able to identify what the burglar, but we can at least open the safe. Let's give it a shot. 5-2 or 2-5? Hey, got it on the first try. Is that a bullet hole? And in the back of the safe? This is like a bullet hole. You can still see the bullet sticking out of it. Why is it in the middle of a safe? Hey, the bullet came out. The tip is all squished. Not surprising that it was fired into a metal safe. This bullet's got a story behind it, that's for sure. This looks like a medical chart. There's an x-ray in here with it. An x-ray? Huh. Can't make heads or tails of it. I can't read the chart either. It's all in medical speak. Names are easy enough to read. Look, by patient it says Walkie-Kitaki. So this is Walkie, our client's chart? Huh? Why would this one chart be here in the safe? Let's see. The physician's signature says Palmaractus. Huh? What is it, Apollo? Look here what it said. Where it says who filed the chart. Let's see. Nurse Alita Tiala? Alita Tiala is Walkie's fiance. That's when eated too many Apollo. Never mind that. What's her name doing here? How should I know? I guess it means she's on staff at this clinic. Odd that she neglected to mention this before now. I'm sure she had her reasons. So Alita Tiala worked at the Maractus clinic, and she had access to Walkie-Kitaki's medical chart. You got the I and Y wrong, Apollo. I'd be very interested to find out what this chart says. Who could help decipher this? Mayhaps a certain, salty noodle noodle seller. Where is Eldoon? Well, if Eldoon's not here, maybe Emma? Can I talk to the people yet? There we go. Okay. Visitor's room. Don't cry, Angel. Daddy's back, and Daddy is... Oh, you again. You always have to announce your entrances like that. Man, my old man. Man! Now I'm all in a funk. It's all his fault. One can only assume that his father tried to teach him a lesson. And failed, clearly. You two got your work cut out for you, straight up. Cause I don't care if they lock me up. I'm ready to go. Some days I wonder why I do what I do. Hey man, you won't see me bugging up in about one or two guilty charges. But what if you're found guilty of murder? Hey, it's all experience, you feel me, shorty? Like a badge of honor. They don't give the death penalty, do they? You didn't really do it, did you? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. If I've learned one thing today, it's that silence speaks louder than words. Man, my old man is whack. Disappointing, that's what he is. I heard he wants to leave the mob. Over my dead body. I spend my life trying to keep it real, being an OG, and never stepping down. Now my old man wants to go soft. Fine, let him. Just leave me out of it. Day I get out of the clink, that's the day Alita and I start on the next generation of the Kitati family. Please don't talk as though it's assumed you're going to jail for my sake. Huh? What's that? Some kind of x-ray? Wait. That's right, Walkie. It's yours. Hey, look. I don't smoke nothing. I'll live long, right? I don't think he gets it, Apollo. Take a closer look. Here in particular. Where it says nurse, it's signed Alita Tiala. Huh? You lawyers do your homework. So you met Miss Tiala when you... Yeah, I met her at the clinic, so? Could you tell us a bit about the circumstances of your meeting? Fine, I'll tell you that. And how we met if you want to know that bad. About half a year ago, I was shot during a little turf war with another family. I was ready to die, sure. But they came in and got me hauled off to the docks. Practice clinic. That's where I met her, my fallen angel. You mean Alita Tiala? She was scared of me at first, turns out. But you know what they say, the bad guy always gets the ladies. Ah, I see Walkie is your average Twitter user. She was done with that clinic anyhow. So I was like, I'll take you on, woman. Straight gangsta style. Guess what she said? What did she say? Come on, give it some thought. She just had it real quiet, like, on down low. Know what I'm saying? I'll leave
if you marry me.
So that was the proposal?
You know it, and oath of love right there in the hospital room. Just like that, the op was done, and we were out of there. See you later. Bye.
About that op.
Yeah, didn't go so well after all, did it? I know about the report. I know it's still in me.
This health checkup was the boss's idea, you said?
Yeah, can you imagine? The point of living healthy when you're a G. You know what I'm saying?
But you didn't learn about the bullet. But didn't you learn about the bullet at that checkup?
Yeah. That's when I knew that doctor had to pay. Figured I could get that cat pulled after I got my revenge. But hey, I'm still living large now, aren't I? Incidentally, had you ever had a health checkup before? Nah.
I think that was... No, that was something.
Nah, my old man suddenly gets this idea that we all gotta get checkups. Guess he's getting old. Older, I mean.
I think now I have to do this. Lucky, you don't happen to recognize these, do you?
Hey, sure I do. I was the one who bought them for her.
For Miss Tiala?
Yeah, a birthday present. She's got mad little feet. Mad, so cute, man.
So these sandals are hers. Yeah, I kinda had a feeling.
What's up with the funky vibes?
I think I got everything I can do. I think I... Is Eldoon back? Eldoon, that's
Mr. Eldoon, we've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Trucy doll?
Apollo, show him what we found. Nothing like expert advice.
I suppose he is a doctor still. Mr. Eldoon, is everything okay?
I'm just so happy. I just thought my doctor days were gone for good.
Mr. Eldoon? Mr. Eldoon, could you take a look at this?
Medical shot? Hey, you shouldn't go around taking these from clinics.
Why the sudden silence, Mr. Eldoon?
What's going on here?
That's what we want to know. That chart belongs to my client. He's on trial on suspicion of murder.
On trial? That's crazy. You can't put him on trial. He's ABD.
ABD?
All but dead. He's knocking on the pearly gates and someone's about to answer.
Can you tell us why? Oh my gosh, he has real hair.
Well, permit me to speak as a surgeon.
So wait. Do you just have noodles hanging on his head? Questions for later.
You listen up good now, son.
No way, it's like he's a completely different person. Walkie's chart.
Well, according to this chart, this walkie-talkie feller's not doing so well. He's got a bullet right side his heart.
That's right.
The this chart talks about the post-op. In other words, the operation is already finished. And as you can see, the bullet's still stuck in there. Why would it still be there after the operation and to remove it? Well, about the only reason I can think of is it was too tricky to operate on.
What?
That bullet's snug as a bug right next to the aorta, which is connected to the heart. Heck, that scrap metal's just surrounded by blood vessels. Kind of a miracle. 2 millimeters to either side, and there'd be some serious bleeding going on in there. Not something your average doc would be able to fiddle with, or be eager to fiddle with.
You mean?
It took a miracle to get that bullet stuck where it is. It'd take more than a miracle to take it out. It'd take a magician.
I'm only up to making rabbits disappear. I haven't learnt in bullets yet.
Of course, with the heart pumping and lungs working, that bullet's on the move. I'd give him another half a year, tops.
Walkie's operation was already half a year ago.
That's why I'm saying you're out of time. This kid shouldn't be on trial. He should be on an operating table. Great. Just great.
How could Dr. Maractus do such a terrible thing? How could he just leave that bullet in there?
I got a pretty good idea of how he felt.
So are these noodles? I feel like he's just wearing noodles on his head, which is kind of gross, but you know.
An emergency operation? He's got the kid's chest open on the table. Then he finds that bullet. That's despair right there, Trucy doll. Cold despair.
Despair?
About the only thing he could do is sew the boy back up. He wasn't exactly in the situation to go admitting he couldn't take it out.
The Kitakis.
You bet. This kid's their only son, I hear. So he skips the operation and Walkie's back on the street, living his life. Of course, it's only a matter of time before his heart hemorrhages and he drops cold.
How awful.
And which doctor would they take him to? Maractus. He's got enough ties to him. He could probably cover up the truth of what happened.
That's just horrible. He left Walkie to die.
There's a darkness in this world, Trucy doll. Waiting. Hungry. Compared to it, these gangster turf wars are like kid games. When you're up against real evil, it don't matter if you're weak or strong. It'll take you all the same.
You were a surgeon, right, Mr. Earldune? You could operate on Walkie, couldn't you?
I wish.
What?
I'm afraid there ain't nobody in the country that could. Maybe not even in the world.
So Walkie...
He's really lucky to be alive, even now.
No.
There's one problem.
Apollo?
This chart. Look at the nurse section.
Alita Tiala. That's right. This operation was how they met.
Yeah, the problem is,
She knew. She knew about Walkie's condition, guaranteed. Why didn't she ever tell him? It doesn't make sense. If she knew her patient was in serious danger, you'd think she'd want to get that second operation before getting engaged. What was she thinking? Apollo? What were you thinking, Alita Tiala?
I'm thinking... marry the son of a, incredibly influential, well-off crime family, and then
within the month of marrying, your loving husband just, falls dead, leaving you to be left with the fortune. Hold on, I think okay, we're good. Thought there was some jank going on with my model, but it's fine.
This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so.
No? And what time did you wake up?
3 a.m.
It's only 2 hours, Apollo. At least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat. Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo.
That voice. Oh. Yeah. Get any sleep?
Mr. Wright?
I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that his fake piano playing at the Indochine, whatever, or pasta joint seemed almost fun.
Daddy, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today?
Take a guess.
How about Little Plum?
That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope, guess again.
That's too bad. Speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy.
Barely morning and you're already at it, Trucy.
Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship.
So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiance.
She's gonna be a witness? That seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiance?
You have to wonder what Gavin's up to.
Something's going down today. That much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there.
Uh-huh. Alright, courtroom number 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kentucky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house.
I mean, in the live-action Ace Attorney movie, they did actually sell tickets to court proceedings, treating it like a performance. And also, in Genshin Impact, the most recent major story beats were all about court drama as a source of entertainment for Fontaine.
Very well, to recap, all yesterday's witness seemed more than guilty. He seemed more guilty than any other party.
Guilty of panty snatching.
We did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant.
Correct, Herr Judge. Today, I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon. The preparation for the act. Our purple defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed.
His betrothed?
His fiancée, Herr Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole. Very well. May show the lucky lady to the stand. Your name and occupation, Fräulein?
Alita Tiala? My occupation is future wife.
Traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets. It's blindfolded underwater.
Judge, just how old are you?
Yet you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty, another admirable trait. Fräulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Vaki Kitaki, confessed his plans for murder?
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court.
Waki's plans.
It was the day of the family health checkup. Results came back. When Waki found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family then? Yes, with regards to the an investigation is underway at the Mikitaki Mansion on the charges of possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, or was it? Fired from the pistol the defendant procured. Yes, this has been proven.
How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks?
Think of them as being the gun's fingerprints left on every bullet it fires.
And when did you first hear about Waki's plans?
It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defendant may begin the cross-examination.
Start pressing. That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes. Everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Waki looked at his face, his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out that he had a bullet in his chest.
So you were there at the time?
Yes, poor Waki.
Because we know that she knows. That must have been, quite frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds.
Incidentally, I had to request another copy. Here's evidence. It bothers I'm sure, but and I performed without complaint.
Waki's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
Great. Now he sounds like a psychopath.
I'll teach you.
Okay. So is it easy to take a pistol out from the house?
Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. But Waki's a special case, being the next in line.
Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, ja?
Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year, there was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone.
Okay, then, that's morbid. Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger.
The point here being, Walkie had access to a pistol.
What happened? Meaning the murder.
I tried to stop him. I really did. But Walkie wouldn't listen.
A defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems.
The last thing you should do is blame yourself for this.
How can you say that for certain? How? Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Vaki, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now.
I suppose we do.
So, how could anyone else have used this pistol or to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, ja.
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything else to say regarding this point?
Could someone else have used that pistol? I mean, it's gotta be. Alita's being super sus. I'm gonna. I think I gotta point fingers at her if I'm remembering right. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person that had access to that pistol. What's this?
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was.
Well, of course. I mean you, Miss Tiala.
Me? But why?
You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé? And killed the man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this?
It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder.
I hope you do more than hesitate. What if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe. I have evidence showing the connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim.
That looks like a medical chart.
Found inside the safe at the Maractus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart.
What? Miss Tiala? Whatever. Why is your name on this chart?
Kinda love that face. Kinda has the face of someone who just bit into a lemon. Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala?
I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice.
our warm little fiance just froze over.
I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all.
You got some nobody face going on right now.
That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection with the victim.
And I don't. Now.
Now?
I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love.
There's no connection now doesn't fly in a court of law.
Doesn't fly?
She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us the evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
I'd assume it'd be the slippers. I think it's the slippers? Or no, oh no, it'd be the sandals that were at the... Yeah, the sandals, because they were at the clinic. These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Fräulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now will cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you're on the toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Oh? Now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. Sounds as if we need to hear a bit more about your story.
Your sandals were found in the entrance of the clinic, which means you were there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's a little point. Well, there's a little point in denying it.
Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor was always a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation?
He was a timid small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Captain?
The sandals let in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, ja? Then why would she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home too.
So, why were the sandals left behind? He pointed out the contradiction before me. There's a problem. Probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there that you wore home by mistake?
Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation, Ja Forehead. What the? No fair. It's filling in the holes in her testimony. Is there not? Because her sandals have the exact same toe print as the slippers that were already missing, and it's kind of hard. We'll get there, I assume.
The defense may now begin the cross-examination.
Alright. Except you would know about the malpractice.
Objection!
This chart was found inside the safe in the doctor's office. Yes? Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? There's the lemon face again.
Mind filling me in?
Dr. Maractus wasn't, or didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept it and the truth locked away.
Bad head, Doctor.
And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filled the chart was you, which means you knew about Waki's failed operation.
Interesting.
You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it?
You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney.
My bracelet's reacting again.
What is it, Apollo?
I felt my bracelet tighten just now.
Your bracelet?
Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Huh? What's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe. Yes, that has to be it. What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine.
Huh?
I can't see it, but you can sense it.
I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything.
Listen to me, Apollo. If there's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony... But we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then what do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses.
And it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony.
Gotcha!
He's twisting the ring. He's twisting the ring. Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, oh, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring.
What?
She was unsure. I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't in a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed. Huh? Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now, I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow. With evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. It'd be the checkup. Because no one would have known about the bullet except if it weren't for the checkup.
Take that!
A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are in the business, are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything?
Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You knew that Walkie's chest x-ray would reveal. Ugh. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. Well, we got our first breakdown animation. Let's try and get the full thing. That's all, Your Honor.
What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying?
I sensed that there was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Miraculous Clinic. But her connection was deep. Deep indeed. A bit too deep. If the Kitakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala?
You guessed it.
Order!
I did it. I broke her testimony.
Amazing, Paulo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait.
Miss Tiala?
It's true that the chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Walkie and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over.
What?
She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand.
Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination.
I was so close. You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. I don't think so. Yeah, because a bullet was in the safe.
Objection!
You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this.
What's that? Looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kinda like you, actually.
This bullet was found in the Miraculous Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Enough of this joking around. Please investigate it in that clinic. Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? Guess the police didn't check that far. But there is a problem. How can you say that the bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from Kitaki Mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves the firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not a bad head forehead.
Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately.
30 minutes later, a report arrives.
The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Well, it seems as though the bullet was safe, the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to stick to their position.
The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in the office on that day, and at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe, which contained the top secret chart.
Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe?
Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala. She is no battle angel.
Order! Mr. Justice, just where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness?
Alita Tiala knew about Waki Kataki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him, and the bullet finally reached its destination?
What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Katakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious. So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on his fortune?
You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita? I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot the doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. There in that park. Waki, just cool down for a second. You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll.
Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've laughed so hard.
Something funny?
Waki, wake up and smell reality.
Alita, baby? The signature on the chart, or the engagement.
Come on, it's so obvious.
You went for a brainless, spoiled brat, that's it yourself. Alita? Your honesty is like a breath of air, Fraulein.
Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway.
So the family fortune is what you're really after.
That's right. I wanted the money.
No way. That's whack. I ain't trying to hear that.
Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
I believe you said that you were going to abuse me.
Accuse.
Of what crime, might I ask?
Huh? Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure.
I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I had already left the clinic. What? I would never do such a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Wait, but what are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if that chart was found.
But I didn't have a pistol now, did I?
Well, you could have taken Waki's.
You'd think he'd have mentioned that now. I already heard... all I've heard him say is, it was me. I shot him.
That's only because he's trying to protect you. sorry to intrude on this lovely conversation, but the two of you are forgetting one critical point.
What point?
Certainly the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor her into opening that safe, but then, wouldn't she have taken the chart?
Oh,
You see? That chart wouldn't have been left in that safe.
yeah. He's right.
Miss Tiala,
Yes?
it is clear this court that you are not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus clinic on the day of the crime. The Maractus clinic too.
Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it. So I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't have proof I stole that pistol, do you?
And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not.
You went back later?
That chart was dangerous, you understand? I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, and could you?
And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place. Ah, that was you? Apollo, that sound! It came from behind this door. Someone's in there. Break in. They left through that window. So you were the burglar. That was you two? Only had one more minute. Then I gotta open that safe and got in the chart.
What? That's trespassing, and brazen at that.
Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination.
Admitting that little crime to avoid the big ones, eh?
Hold it!
Why that day? That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And that chart would become evidence. And I'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they?
Well, they thought the crime scene was the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, yeah? I'm kinda thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually.
Hold it!
Later? When I heard what happened, well, I was too scared to do anything that day. So I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course, you and that meddling kid had to get in my way.
But why did Dr. Maractus keep that chart around? It's clearly dangerous for him. Could have burnt it.
Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance.
Insurance?
My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him.
Hold it!
But you could have stolen it. Could have. Is this some new definition of proof? We'll ask Walkie. He'll tell us.
Might I remind you, this is a cross-examination. You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself.
Ugh, he's right, isn't he?
Hold it!
Yeah, but, But what?
You have nothing to say. This case is over. It was over the moment the brat was seen in the park. What's the point in trying to drag it out any further? Frankly, I don't think...
Hold it!
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes?
So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck the victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple. Yes, we had a testimony. Had testimony on this yesterday. The witness at the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot.
Objection!
But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, didn't witness the crime. Or did witness the crime, but he was standing to the next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple.
Silly, silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning?
Do you remember, Trucy?
I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
Objection!
But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken.
Objection!
Then why don't you show us that forehead?
Show you what?
Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness is panties guys was standing into the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
Wait,
If the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple? I think I remember. I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up for the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is.
while he was standing at the killer mark, Wesley Stickler at the witness mark, and of course Pal Miraculous at the victim mark.
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing? And they shot the victim.
In the noodle stand. Why else would...
Yeah. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location.
What are you talking about? I don't see any other place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. So let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
Objection!
It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. Huh? Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Yes, that was the entire air guitar of Freebird. Like so. Double penalty? Air forehead visit is to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time.
Are you sure, Apollo?
The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here.
Take that!
I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude. to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired, and the victim was hit in the right temple.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right. Toward the noodle stand.
Order. So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand? Which would mean that the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you'd notice it if you were pulling someone along. There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the noodle stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us the evidence that proves someone was in that stand. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in the stand? I've got it. I've got it right here.
Intriguing. Let's see what you've got.
Show us proof someone was hiding in that noodle stand. Would it be the slippers? I think it'd be the slippers.
Take that!
Yeah! The Maractus Clinic. And they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand. Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper. In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand.
Objection!
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path. Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, Shen. Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. A noodle stand is typically covered with the tools of the noodle-making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there.
You have a point. Could someone have hidden in that stand?
Paulo, I think I might be onto something. I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be...
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden inside the stand?
I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear the space in the stand.
Take that!
This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Elden's Noodles noodle stand.
Yes, I'm not aware of it.
We discovered a large quantities of these bowls yesterday in the lobby of the Maractus Clinic.
A large quantity of noodle rolls in the victim's clinic.
Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls.
Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too.
yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside the noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala. Stop!
I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent, and I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale.
Then please pull us back into reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself.
This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand last night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Right then. Tiala's explanation.
That night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Geese family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kitakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
You knew something about the botched operation. So you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that brat got his health checkup report. And that he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over. Alright, so... this is the one where she's got the animation. It'd be this one. That's not the one with the animation. Start perceiving for other. Gonna say me tugging at the scarf. There we go.
Gotcha!
She's tugging at her scarf. That's clever. So you default like. Jeez, okay, now that I just had a friggin' panic attack, a painting just fell off my wall. Okay, yep, the parents just came in to confirm that I was okay. Yeah, so I have a painting that I got at a convention that was, like, framed and, like, attached with, like, the Velcro straps, and it just fell off my wall. Okay. I just got caught live on stream. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to figure something out about that tomorrow. Because it also slammed into my shelf. Not that I've got with a bunch of my figures and stuff. Okay. That, jeez, please. Just put this back on. Alright, now that I've had a nice little heart attack. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Gotta get the stuff that got knocked off my shelf. All I did was talk and lie. What? Show me proof. Pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? You have a habit of scratching at the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf. What? This is working better than I hope. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies. 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth. Seems that when you recall all what happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? Seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone's trying to hide something. And you can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim at the Miraculous Clinic office. And I got proof that shows exactly what had happened. Would it be the little lamp?
Take that!
Just gonna start getting my things back on my shelf. Just gonna get this painting out from the back so I can actually put my shelf back where it was. Here we go. Oh boy, alright. What's that? You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken. There's a red splotch on the cord. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state. Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Alita Tiala. Please remove your scarf. Oh, geez, not.
Objection!
Oh, great. This, I think, was... No, this wasn't. Alright, that would be Chun-Li's, okay. Jeez, my Lancelot. This was such a pain to try and get stand. This trial is to determine what happened at the park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting. As soon as the witness removes her scarf.
I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party.
You can't order me to remove my clothing. Miss Tiara, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven. You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No! No!
I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala? Your neck. Your neck? That isn't what I think it is. Something did happen that night at the Maractus Clinic. You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiance's pistol to do it. But wait. Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened in that night at the Maractus Clinic. Her booby wings just... How did that accessory have so many feathers? Order! 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 Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you could save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. And if they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I want some company. You! And what happened next?
He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Pal Maractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
So you were the victim? And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick.
I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There, are you happy now?
Huh?
I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into the noodle stand? But how could I?
Well, one thing is clear. We know what really happened at the Maractus Clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself. I mean, yeah, he left Milwaukee to die.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I've told you everything. Can I go home now?
You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala.
When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her. I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala?
Very well. This finishes the cross-examination.
Objection!
Through the fire and the flames we carry on. Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now we rock. Those spikes on your head are softer than they look, or do you not have the stomach to go all the way? Prosecutor Gavin? Hermaractus choked the lead at Tiala. She fell unconscious, but what happened next?
He's right. There is more we don't know. But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while. Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand? Lita Tiala half dead. Miss Dr. Maractus pulling that stand. And a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand. What if it's all true? We might have already figured out what truly happened that night.
Miss Alita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet.
You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin?
Nee, Fräulein, I only wish to know the truth. Well, let's get back over what we've learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Wonky saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet that's still inside him. So he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maractus some of his own medicine. And Miss Tiala heard about this from Wonky.
So she went to the Maractus clinic ahead of him, in order to get rid of the chart with her signature.
But then, something happened.
Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold.
But what about Dr. Maractus? That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled the leader Tiala. Perhaps he's to death. What did he do after his crime?
I was just knocked out, not dead.
From the state of his clinic and the scene in the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, her forehead, care to guess? Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maractus do?
Maybe he did think he killed Alita Tiala. I have evidence to show what he did next. Yeah. Where's the... He put her in the noodle stand.
Take that!
As his next move, Dr. Maractus stole Guy Eldoon's noodle stand. What, killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand?
It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer? Bowls that belonged inside the stand. I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is why did he remove the bowls?
Maybe because the stand was heavy.
Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place. Ah. Wait, you don't mean... I do. Dr. Maractus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala.
My corpse?
Dr. Maractus panicked. He thought he'd kill you with you. His next move would be to dispose of the body.
That's crazy talk. You're all crazy.
And let's think about it. Logically, the doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. But on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Rocky Katana? I question your logic. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with?
That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand.
Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination.
What?
Apparently the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Maractus was heading at the stand. He shows here on this diagram. There's a nice big river.
Take that!
Yeah, that's a river. Yes, Your Honor. I seriously need to explain why. A perfect place to dispose of a body.
He was going to throw me into that river?
He didn't have many other options, Fräulein. I believe that clears up all of the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Tiala. And then the denouement. Wesley Stickler, of panty-snatching fame, walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts. In that instant... So, I shot him. You were the only one who could have stolen Walkie's pistol. It had to be you. Well, Miss Tiala?
Nice work.
You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story. To get that spoiled brat off the hook. You're the one who's dreaming. Paulo's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand through the park? Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. And I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak.
Whereof what? She's still trying to deny this. Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin? Must I always be the one to point out Herr Forehead's errors? There really is something. I believe the Fräulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car. His car?
That's right. The Maractus Clinic has that big garage.
In which a green sports car, was it? In which side a green sports car, was it? Ah! But Trucy's panties were stuffed in the muffler, and you yourself, Mr. Rockstar, would know that a clogged muffler means a car can't run, means a vehicle can't run.
Why would I steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, why would he would have used his car?
And so we find that a victim without probable cause to steal that stand, and a defense without a case.
I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken.
Ah, what an excellent counter-argument, Fräulein. Too bad you're quite wrong. Huh? Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy.
Daddy? That's right. That night, the car had hit Mr. Wright.
Was that green sports car? Oh yes, I'd nearly forgotten about it. Afterwards, he drove it back to the garage. It ran fine.
That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car,
A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead. No. No! Order, order, order. Well, Mr. Justice? Why didn't Maractus use his car to carry the body? Is that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the past 2 days. Everything I've learned. Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance. The defense will explain what happened that night.
The car didn't run. I have an idea. It's all coming together.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car. Now you're making even less sense than usual.
Not according to my information, Miss Tiala. Put one and one together, and the explanation is simple. If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night.
Take that!
Let's see now. Panties? Again?
All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth. Another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these panties, the latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Maractus Clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them.
Right. Weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe?
Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin. So you were here investigating?
And I was on my way home, when my hog gave up the ghost.
Your hog?
My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe.
Too bad. Looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break from just that.
Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust, and they won't run.
My, how interesting. While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher stuck into the Maractus garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car wouldn't start. What? And also, the phone would have been crushed. That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand. It's the next closest thing he could think of. Well, Miss Tiala? This wraps your doubts up quite nicely, I think. So it does. Where am I? So dark. Can't see. Cramped. The pain. My throat's burning.
What's your problem?
You, Doc. I know what you did. Rocky? You lied to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man. Wait, let me explain. Fine. I'll give you your last request. Listen, you're being tricked, but not about how you think. It's not just me. No. He'll ruin everything. I have to stop him.
Cease this at once, you two.
Bunny, this isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well, too bad.
There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running.
I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use the public phone to inform the police.
Which is when I made my escape. Which is when you left that slipper print. Dr. Maractus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice.
Huh?
I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Walkie declared guilty, it was you.
It's not a super reassuring poster, I will give him that.
I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Elita Tiala doing?
She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now. Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost. I think he already knew. He figured out she was the killer a while ago.
Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
He lost, but I didn't exactly win either.
Something's the matter here, forehead?
Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. Court is adjourned. Alright, defendant lobbied him too.
Great job, Apollo. You did it.
Yeah, we did. Somehow.
Walkie's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be.
Me is you to thank. Hey, attorney man! You're gonna pay what you did to my Alita, Holmes.
Or to blame, I guess.
You give my Alita back! Stupid pointy-headed attorney with a death wish. Enough, Walkie. Huh, Mr. Kitaki. It's high time you opened your eyes, Walkie. What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you opened yours. Giving up the life, trying to become some kind of businessman. Don't talk about what you don't understand, Walkie. I'm afraid the guard is gonna throw them both out. Not in jail. And wouldn't that be a happy ending?
Hey, maybe we can help him out. We know why Mr. Urkitaki needs to make so much money. Maybe we should tell Walkie. Oh, Walkie, Apollo Walkie? Apollo has something to tell you.
Huh? I do? That put me on the spot. What's that?
Show him the reason why, Apollo.
Why? I assume... Yeah, it'd be the chart or the report.
Take that!
Think about it, Walkie. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday. It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is. Still can't get over his weird blue Badger shirt. She doesn't mean... You won't really, you... I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Walkie. But it's an expensive procedure. Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. It was the gangster's life that did this to you, Walkie. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Ah, so those were his eyebrows. I couldn't tell. I could not tell. He has very cute little eyes. Please understand, Walkie. Dad. Man, I see how it is, old man. Always looking out for... Walkie, listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out, and then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer.
My, Walkie?
No, it's as it should be. Mr. Kitaki. I liked it more without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad to have met you. I'm not so good with words. But I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you. Who, me? I don't think. Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest. The Kitaki lime pie. Kitaki lime pie. That's kind of great. He's opening a pie shop? So long. And he was gone.
Well, let's head back, Apollo. To the Right Anything Agency.
Hey, since when do I work at your agency?
Oh, we make a good team.
Just stand there. Let's get going.
Huh?
Why not? Why not? She did help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers. power of mine she showed me. My bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. I can't say I care as much for what her father has become.
Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first.
Huh? Where?
Why, to claim our reward from Mr. Eldoon.
Ah, salty noodles, right? You got a stand back already?
Oh, and after that, you can come see my show. With a special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat.
Oh, it's special, all right. Please, anything but him. End. And that right there is also where we are going to end the stream for the night. I was gonna consider trying like going a little further just to make some progress on this next case, because it is kind of all the cases I've played, my least favorite total, and yes, that is including the circus case. I really don't like this one. But the painting on my wall tried to attack me, so I need to get my room back in order because it knocked a bunch of stuff off of my the shelving unit. Oh no, decapitated one of my one of my Zoids. Oh jeez. Yeah, I got some stuff I gotta pick up, so we're gonna go ahead and end that there for now. And see about being back tomorrow. If I am back tomorrow, it'll probably be like midday instead of in the evening. Got something going on tomorrow night that I want to go to. But yeah, we will. We'll figure it out. I'll put a tweet out when if I do stream. Yeah, I'll have this VOD up. Probably by tomorrow. Hopefully this next one doesn't get flagged for some reason. I mentioned at the start of the stream, for whatever reason, the most recent VOD got a copyright claim from a song that's not even playing. Like, I get, like, for whatever reason, the in-game OST got flagged as some other copyrighted song, so gotta figure that whole deal out. But we will hopefully not have to deal with that for this one. But until then, let's see. Is there anyone live at the moment? Here's my handy up here. That one did. Let's see. Is there anyone else live at the moment that I know? I don't think so. So I think we're just gonna call it there for the night, and then yeah, we'll call it there, and we'll be back maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then next week. And I will see you guys then. You guys have a good rest of the night. Goodbye.